I do. Thank you, Madam President. I have a very special friend to Pittsburgh with us here, and a friend of this city council. I think everyone would recognize him immediately. Jack Bogut. Please come up and join me. Chris Shelton's here, who gave a call, who's also a friend. And he let me know that Jack has just received national recognition, will be in the National Broadcasters Hall of Fame. And he asked if council would be interested in a proclamation. And I said, you know, Chris, it's kind of funny. I just talked about Jack Bogut yesterday with my mom. My mom's 84 years old, and she said to me, you know who's a really nice guy? Jack Bogut. And I said, there's probably no better compliment someone can pay than to say that. And it's true. I mean, having grown up listening to KDKA and waiting to see if Chartiers Valley was going to get a delay or actually be canceled, you come to become part of the fabric of Pittsburgh. And I think that everyone in this room has probably a Jack Bogut story or some recognition. And it's an honor to have you representing not just yourself, but all of Pittsburgh in the Hall of Fame. Let me read the proclamation. Whereas on November 6, 2011, Jack Bogut, host of the Bogut In The Morning show on 1320 WJAS, will be inducted into the Broadcasters Hall of Fame in Akron, Ohio. And whereas Mr. Bogut started his career as a radio morning host at KDKA in 1968, where he worked for 15 years before moving on to Wish 99.7 and eventually 1320 WJAS. And whereas Mr. Bogut is a recipient of the March of Dimes Air Achievement in Radio Lifetime Achievement Award and the Pittsburgh Radio and Television Club's Lifetime Achievement Award for Radio, has been featured on ABC's Good Morning America and in USA Today as one of the top 5 morning radio personalities in the nation. It has also received 2 nominations to the National Radio Hall of Fame and Museum in Chicago. I should say Peduto says he's a good guy. That didn't make the proclamation. Thank you. And whereas Mr. Bogut has a strong presence in his local community, serving on the advisory boards of both the International Poetry Forum and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, is the former director of the St. Clair Memorial Eye and Ear Hospital, the Eye and Ear Institute, the Civic Light Opera Association, and one of the founders of Family House. And whereas Mr. Bogut was recently given the Outstanding Achievement Award for Radio by the Pittsburgh Radio and Television Club, the Ronald McDonald Mack Award for his work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Children's Hospital, the Bob Prince Memorial Award for Community Service, and the Lifetime Achievement in Broadcasting Award by his fellow broadcasters and the March of Dimes. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize and commend Jack Bogut for his career and service to the Pittsburgh region, and be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare November 1st, 2011 to be Jack Bogut Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
Thank you very, very much. Are you sure this is something? That's okay. And Bill Peduto is a good guy. You know, in 1968, I came to Pittsburgh for a job interview in the dead of winter. I think it was in January of '68 at the old airport during a snowstorm, and that's back when they used salt and cinders and sometimes sand. And we were in a little sports car behind a salt truck. And we made that long drive all the way into Pittsburgh, and I kept asking the driver, the program manager at KDKA, he said, "Where's Pittsburgh?" He said, "It's coming. It's coming." I said, "Oh, I see the water tower." He said, "No, that's a green free water tower." I said, "The lights over there." He said, "No, that's a Duquesne Gray Armory." And he said, "We'll be to Pittsburgh pretty soon." And that was back when the Fort Pitt tunnels had bricks for a roadway. And we dived into the Fort Pitt tunnels, and it was like a drum roll. And when we burst out of the other end, there was Pittsburgh. I've never in my life seen a sight to beat that. I've seen Manhattan from across the river and all kinds of things around the world, but there is no greater sight than that. And I had no idea that Pittsburgh would be so good to my family and me. We've raised our kids here. Had a chance to go do the morning show on WABC in New York, another job in Chicago, another in Miami. And my wife and I talked about it and said, well, where would we like to raise our kids and where do we want to live? And this is it. This is the greatest place on earth for me. I am so lucky to have been here. And I'm really touched and honored by this tribute today. Thank you, Bill. And thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. We celebrate